Good day, people of the internet. Welcome to another edition of Matt's Retro Repair. Today I've got a lot of 4 Sega Genesis that I bought off the internet. All of them supposedly have no power, bad controller ports, things like that. We got a couple of Model 2s and a Model 3. So today I'm just going to crack one of them open and see if we can get it going. Alright, I've already got a Model 2 hooked up to my little test TV. There should be an LED indicator turning on if the power does work. We're powered on. We got cables, but we can see there's no power. So let's take a look in here. Alright, if I wiggle the cord, I can get the power to go on and off. That seems like a pretty easy fix. Probably going to be a broken or damaged solder joint. Let's get it on the bench. Now I don't know what manufacturing standards changed between the first gen and the second gen of these Genesis consoles, but my Model 1 I have had for ever since the release and have had no problems. And this is easily the 5th Model 2 that I've had to tweak or resolder or something. Anyways, so on the bottom, to crack the shell open, you got 4 screws. 2 on the bottom, 2 on the top. Alright, the lid should just lift straight up with all 4 screws removed. Alright, set that aside. Now you've got the heat and ground shielding. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 screws surrounding. Now it's worth taking note that the size of the case screw and the internal screw is different. The case screw is a little bit longer than the screw bolting the shielding down. Now the shielding seems to grab the threads of these screws, so a little pair of needle nose will help you get those out. Alright, shielding should come straight up. Now you've still got 2 additional screws holding the game port in. That holds the whole motherboard to the base. Another time that, or another reason that some of these old systems don't get power, a lot of times the voltage converter can get fried. That's obviously not the case on this one, but just good to make note of. Alright, board should come straight up. And let's take a look. Oh yeah, you can see, should be able to see right there, the positive side of the receptacle has a crack in the solder all the way around the pin. So that's obviously why when we wiggle the cable we can get the system to turn on and off. So let's touch up these solder joints on the DC power port here and see if we can't breathe some life back into this system. Alright. That looks good. Seems much more solid, no wiggle. Solder joints look nice and fresh. Another culprit I see all the time on these Model 2s that I've never seen on the original models is the 9-pin controller ports often suffer from bad solder connections. These appear to be pretty good, however, so I won't touch these up, but this is a big time problem I find on a lot of these. Alright, we'll get our copy of Desert Strike. We'll move back over to the test TV. Alright, we got good solid power. Doesn't look like we have any more problems with those solder pads. However, we are still not getting any video. Alright, let's put it back on the bench and take another look. I suspect that our no video problem is one of two issues. Less likely is that the solder points on this AV out port need to be touched up, but more than likely the cartridge slot is either dirty or has some corrosion buildup. So we're going to check that first because that's more than likely what's going on. Alright, well, I don't know how well you can make this out on camera, but there's definitely some green corrosion or oxidation on the brass pins in here. So we're going to clean those up and see if that fixes our issue. I happen to have an old Nintendo cleaner here that I have kind of lopped the sides off of and shortened the cleaning pad on the inside, and it works really well with these Segas. My cleaning fluid of choice is just a little generic Windex. So we'll spray some of that into the slot here and give it a good cleaning. Wow, that looks a lot better already. Couple of stubborn spots still. So I'm just going to take a little precision screwdriver here, see if I can't persuade that to go away. Alright, so now that it's hopefully cleaned, we're going to want to clean out that dirt we loosened up. So I'll take a paper towel and clean off the cleaning surface in this cartridge and kind of work it through that port again. Oh, that looks fantastic. Alright, we're going to let this dry for a little bit before we put any power or game cartridge in, and we'll be back shortly. Alright, I've let this dry for about 15 minutes now, so we're going to give it another go. This repair, take 2. Outstanding. We brought another console back from the dead. Okay, So to sum this repair up, we had to fix the solder pads on the DC power port, and we had to clean up the cartridge slot. All in all, I'd say that this was a pretty cheap repair. Like I said, I buy a lot of these consoles off of eBay damaged and fix them myself. And if you are a collector like I am, it's a cheap way to get systems. I hope I helped you with something. I hope you learned something tonight. As always, to put it back together is the reverse of disassemble. And hit that like button if I helped you out. Have a good night.